$200,000 a year as wedding photographers and filmmakers. We just helped our clients, Sam and Monica, scale their wedding photography and filmmaking business to $200,000 a year. And in this video, I'm gonna break down step by step how they did it, no fluff. So I'm gonna share my screen and let's dive in. So this is the community where Sam and Monica are learning all of this. I'm gonna add the link to this community in the description of this video. But if we go over here to the private Facebook group of students as well, on January 1st, Monica posted this in the community. Happy New Year, started the year off with a ring the bell, going into 2025 with $154,000 booked in weddings. We started 2024 with $100,000 booked, and we ended the year with over $200,000 a year. We were able to take a dream family vacation to Italy for 3 weeks at the end of the year, a trip like that was never possible for us before. Looking forward to implementing some of the WLMA. We rebranded to WBM strategies this year, specifically focused on building SEO and really utilizing Instagram in lots of new ways. What do you want to dive into in 2025? So here's the thing. In 2024, we helped them get to $200,000 a year, and they pre-booked 2025 with $154,000 in bookings. It can be very doable that they go way beyond $200,000 a year in 2025, if that's what their goal is. But what is it that they're doing? How is it that they can hit $200,000 a year when you may be struggling to even book a few weddings, to maybe even hit your first 10K month? What is it that they are doing that you are not? Let's dive into that right now. So there are 3 main funnels that we teach in our wedding business mastermind. We used to be called WLMA, which stands for Wedding Lead Machine Accelerator. We rebranded to Wedding Business Mastermind, WBM. One of the first funnels that Monica mentioned she's wanting to dive into more in 2025 is what we call the invisible Instagram funnel. And this is pretty much where we use meta ads to get newly engaged couples to follow us on Instagram. We're able to nurture them with our content, so we're building a brand at the same time, and then we use retargeting ads to book engagement sessions and book weddings. Really awesome funnel. That's not the one they did to hit 6 figures so quickly, but this one works very well also. The other funnel that I talked about more in my last YouTube video, which helped our student Taryn hit a $37,000 month, is the direct inquiry ad and funnel. This one is a little bit more advanced when it comes to ads management and a little bit more expensive, but it's a simpler funnel. And this is where we use direct inquiry ads and we lead them to a long form landing page, and then we get them to inquire, we book a call, and then we book a wedding. And this usually takes very heavy retargeting because a small percentage of them will be low-hanging fruit and send an inquiry from that first touch point. But most people are gonna need more than one touch point before they finally send an inquiry. This is not the one that Sam and Monica did, but a very powerful one which helped to scale to 6 figures as well. So both of these funnels, we've helped people hit 10 to 30 to 40K months, but this is the one that Sam and Monica are using, which helped them scale to $200,000 a year and then pre-book 6 figures in weddings the following year. And it's called the lead magnet ad funnel. I'm going to zoom in here. And this is where we use lead magnets or mini offers. This might be a paid engagement session. It might be a model contest, a chance to win an engagement session. It might be a wedding planning guide, a posing guide, some sort of free or low cost mini offer that is pretty much a no-brainer for a couple to be like, oh, we're definitely going to opt into this ad. So that way we can keep our lead cost very, very cheap. So the thing is, these leads, they opt into a very simple landing page. With our direct inquiry funnel, it's usually a more long form landing page. But since this is a no-brainer offer, we use a very simple landing page. And this leads them to our nurturing funnel and ecosystem. This ecosystem, it might contain a newsletter, your Instagram, maybe a VIP bridal group, like within a Facebook group. And then we're also leading them to your website, your blogs, also getting them to book engagement sessions. In this way, we can get those touch points. It takes maybe 7 to 15 touch points to turn strangers into raving fans. And so by the time they go through this trust funnel, they already know that they want to work with you. and they inquire. And then for some of those people who maybe did not inquire after going through your trust funnel here, we start to run retargeting ads. And this way we can get more of the low-hanging fruit who maybe didn't see all of your content here, and then we get them to inquire here. And then from there, after they inquire, we have certain scripts that we use to be able to book a consultation, and then we do our wedding consultation, and then we book that wedding. And if you want to learn those scripts, the email series templates that we use, what we do with the landing page and everything as well, that's in the community I was talking about. I'll put that in the description of the video as well. But the thing is, we can't just do random calls that we wing, where we don't know what we're doing and we're just winging a call. You'll end up getting ghosted. You'll end up getting price shopped. You'll end up going through an experience where the couple doesn't truly see your value. What did we teach Sam and Monica to be able to get very high conversions and book high-end weddings in this area right over here? In that call area, we taught Sam and Monica our 5-step sales framework. Now, there's a whole entire script we taught them, but even if you know this 5-step sales framework, it can help you convert a lot more bookings. So in this 5-step sales framework, it starts off with stating the agenda. We need to make sure that when they hop into this consultation, the couple knows exactly what's going to happen. So that often sounds like, hey, Jack and Jill, yeah, this call is going to be pretty simple. What I'm going to do, I'm going to ask you some questions to first off see if we're even the right fit for your wedding day. After I ask you a few questions, I'll briefly show you a full wedding album so you can see if this is what you're looking for. And at the end, I'll break down all the details and I'll answer any questions that you have. Does that sound fair? They say, yeah, that sounds perfectly fine. And now we've stated the agenda in a very non-salesy way that lowers sales resistance and helps them know what to expect from this call. If you lead, they will follow. The second stage of the sales framework is discovery. This is where we ask surface level questions to get a feel of what's going to be happening on their wedding day. And then we start to get to much more deeper and high-level questions that help them think more deeply about what they truly want and desire out of their wedding day and their wedding photography and filmmaking. This way we can stand out much more and we can help them build much more clarity on their true desires. This doesn't only just build clarity for you, these questions, but it helps build clarity for them, because the more clarity that they have on what they truly want out of their wedding photography and filmmaking, the more we can help them see that when we finally get to the album viewing portion of that wedding consultation. In the community linked in the description of this video, you'll be able to learn a lot of those questions that we ask as well to really get a feel of their likes and dislikes and help them build clarity of their likes and dislikes as well. The third stage of the consultation is the actual album viewing or video viewing, whether if you're a wedding photographer or a filmmaker. And this is where we actually share the wedding album and your work. Because in discovery, we help them build that clarity of what they truly desire. And as we go through this wedding album with them and we tell stories about how we're able to get these certain moments and what happened throughout this wedding day, we're able to connect the things that they said they liked during discovery phase to certain stories and certain moments that you captured on the wedding day. And we do that with a video as well. So now it's not just this surface level thing. Now they're starting to get emotionally connected to your brand. So now once we got them emotionally connected to their brand, after we share the album, we might ask a question like, so after going through this wedding album and seeing these photos, is this the experience you're looking for on your wedding day? And if you did everything right, the couple is like, yes, this is exactly what we're looking for. And we're not even doing any of the selling. They're pretty much selling themselves to us because we're asking the right questions. And then when they actually tell us that this is everything that they're looking for, then we'll open up time for questions. If you've done it right, a lot of the questions that couples mainly ask would have been answered throughout that album viewing process. But then the couple's going to start asking all these questions, and it will eventually lead to price. Now, when we do prices, we normally like to have 3 to 4 packages, and we always go from highest to lowest. This way, the highest package, it can attract the higher end clients, but for those who are more mid-tier clients, it acts as an anchor for the middle package. So the middle package, which is your minimum viable product, your most popular package, doesn't seem as expensive. And then usually on the bottom package, we share that last, and we make sure that there is a clear value ladder from top to bottom, not just in the features, but visually as well. We want that list to get shorter and shorter. And then the fifth stage is when we handle objections. If you did things really, really well from stages 1 to 4, they may not have any objections as well. But on the fifth stage, that's when we may handle objections like, I need to talk to my family, or I need to talk to my spouse, I need to think about it. This is too expensive. What makes you different? This is out of my budget. I don't have time to get into how we handle each of those objections. In the community, I'll attach in the description. You can find that community to learn more how we do that. But now we have our 5 stages. We've stated the agenda. We did discovery to build clarity, surface level and high level questioning to build clarity for you and for them of their likes and dislikes. Number 3, the actual album viewing. So now we can connect their likes and desires to our actual work, whether if it's a wedding album or whether if that's a video. Then we handle pricing and questions in stage 4. And then finally in stage 5, we handle any objections. And when we do everything right, that's how we've helped a lot of our clients book more of those $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 wedding photography and filmmaking packages. So let's go back to the screen and let's review everything we helped Sam and Monica do to be able to get to $200,000 a year. So it started with a lead magnet ad, a no-brainer mini offer, sometimes free, sometimes low cost. That's a no-brainer to get newly engaged couples to opt into this landing page and enter our nurturing funnel. The trust funnel. This consists of different things like our newsletter. We have a specific indoctrination email series that we use. Getting them in cross-pollinating them to your social media accounts and then leading them to your blogs or vlogs. And then especially if we can get them into engagement sessions, the more we can get these couples into paid engagement sessions is the fastest route to actually convert these into paying clients as far as weddings. For those clients where the nurturing funnel wasn't enough, this is where we start to run retargeting ads here to turn more of these people in the funnel into inquiries. Then we have our wedding consultations. And I showed you guys the 5-step sales framework that we use to actually book high-ticket weddings. And then we finally book those weddings. So compared to, for example, the invisible Instagram funnel or the direct inquiry funnel, it's a more complex funnel, really focused on nurturing, but you get to spend much less ad spend with simpler, easier ads. So we might spend $300 a month. You can scale it with more ad spend if you want, but we've had people hit 6 figures to multiple 6 figures with this funnel alone. With something like with the direct inquiry funnel, you may be spending more ad spend than that. With the invisible Instagram funnel, we can keep things pretty cheap. And here's Doug, who is also using the lead magnet funnel. This is when he had a $25,000 week. So this works. We've helped tons of students to the 6-figure and multiple 6-figure level from this funnel. So that is exactly what we did step by step to help our clients, Sam and Monica, scale to $200,000 a year and pre-book the following year with $150,000 in weddings. They may break way past $200,000 a year this year because of that. And I didn't get to go too in depth into all the nitty-gritty stuff that we do with the ads and the targeting and the funnels and the sales script and the newsletter stuff that we do. But if you want to learn all of this and get things right the first time, check out the description of this video and you can find all the details you need about the Wedding Business Mastermind and find our community. All of it's going to be in the description of this video. But if you found this helpful, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and in the comments, let me know if you have any questions, and I'll help you guys out. We'll see you guys on the next one.